No problem. Is there any disturbance that you're getting from my side?
No.
Okay. Is anyone going to join? We need to wait for some time, or shall we proceed? Let's proceed. Okay. Om Vagartha Sampraktau Vagartha Pratibhaktaye Jagatah Pitaro Vande Parvati Parameswaro Gurave Sarvalokanam Bhishije Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Smriti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Nama Bhagat Padasankaram Lokasankaram Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Santarupinam Sri Chandrasekhar Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham Harihi Om. So in the last week, I think we were discussing three-tier spiritual practices, right? Because of three obstacles, we are unable to grasp anything or hold on our mind. We were unable to meditate. These were the problems that we were discussing. While closing the session, I was talking about like impurity of the mind, distraction of the mind, and thirdly, ignorance of the mind. These are the three states of mind because of which it is unable to stop itself, or you are unable to focus on anything. You are unable to focus on anything. That means samadhana, samyak adhana. Lack of three things. This is called actually three-tier spiritual practice. These three practices are very essential to keep your mind very calm, cool, and serene. In Telugu, in Sanskrit actually, these are all called Mala, Vikshepa, Aavarana. These three are called Mala, Vikshepa, Aavarana. Aavarana. Mala means impurities. Vikshepa means distraction. Aavarana means ignorance, you can call, or avidya. Aavarana means avidya. These three things we were discussing. So, is there any solution for this? To remove the mala or nothing but the impurity of the mind? Is there any solution for that? If I raise the problem, is there any solution given by our sages? That also need to be probed, right? There are three solutions given for three problems that the mind has. First one is impurity, that is called mala. What is the solution for that? What solution that suggested is purifying the mind. As simple as that. Then again we get that out. How do I purify the mind? If it is body, like I can use lotions, I can use even detergent also I can use. Wash my body. But that's not the case. This is the mind. How do I wash my mind? How do I clean up my mind? That is very important, right? So there are, actually, I wanted to say in one story here. One time, Hanumanji asks Rama, could you please suggest me any one Upanishad so that I can get out of this world? I mean, I get the liberation. Can you please suggest one Upanishad? Ramachandra Murthy suggests Hanuman, Mandukya eva alam. Mandukya eva alam. Alam means enough. Mandukya Upanishad itself enough for getting the liberation. If someone is not able to get the liberation through this single Upanishad, then what are the suggestions from you? Again, he gives all the prime 10 that have been used by, which been translated or given commentary by Shankaracharya. All these 10 were suggested by again Ramchandra Murthy. A person could not get moksha or liberation even after going through thoroughly all 10 Upanishads. Then what is your suggestion? Again, Ramchandra Murthy suggests 33. Again, the number goes to 108. Even one has not attained moksha or liberation, there is no point giving so many Upanishads. So, what actually Vedanta suggests is, even after listening Upanishads, even after listening Brahma Sutras, even after thoroughly going through Bhagavad Gita, all commentaries, all word by word meaning, and you have by-hearted them. They are all in your mind. Each sloka, each verse is in your mind actually. But still, you are not getting any outcome out of these. Even after going through Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, and Bhagavad Gita also, there is no change in you. Then what actually the Advaitins suggest you is, no, these will not work for you. Then what you do is, there is lot amount of impurity in mind. It is not cleansed properly. Even it is not cleaned properly. What you do is, go for Karma Yoga. Go back to Karma Yoga. This is the suggestion. So when there is impurity of mind, that means mala, what is the solution? Solution is purification of mind. For some people with one Upanishad, one time hearing of Brahma Sutras, one time hearing of Bhagavad Gita, also they work very well for very few people. But it is not same for all. So what is the suggestion that is given by the saints or sages was, go for Karma Yoga. What do you mean by karma? As per Shastra, when the word karma is used, it does mean that Sat Karma. Not necessarily to say every time Sat Karma. Because karma, when it is suggested, it is Sat Karma only. Otherwise, they say that Dushkarma. Understand my point? So, karma by default, it is Sat Karma. So, what karmas can I do? Go for Yajnayagas, Homas, and Japatapas, and Upasanas, whatever you did so far in your preschool, do everything again. Repeat it. Chant namas millions and millions and times. Then your mind becomes cool and calm. Till then, you keep practicing those. You are not fit to come to the Upanishad class, or you are not fit to come to Brahma Sutra or Bhagavad Gita even. You may listen, but it doesn't fit for you. Karma, yoga. Karma, I understand, work towards God. What is yoga? Yoga is union, in fact. With whom? With God. That means whatever the work that you perform, whatever the work that you do, in the name of God, you do it. Assume that, no, I am not doing this. Everything is done by God. As per the God instructions, I am doing this. God has insisted me to do this work, so I am doing that. And so even I am not attached to any work here. I do the work not with any sankalpa. Just like that I do. There will not be any sankalpa vikalpas. Just I do the work in the name of God. So this is called karma yoga. Karma means work. Yoga is union. With whom? With God. Everyone I am doing only for the sake of God. This is called karma yoga. Why this karma yoga is introduced now in Advaita Vedanta? Because Advaita Vedanta is not working for certain people. They have large amount of impurity. Shall we discuss on impurity? What do you mean by impurity? Or you understood that? Some anger, envy, jealousy, greediness. These are all called impurities. See, let me try to explain you. This is Atman and this is my mind. What I have added in between these two, actually the God rays or what you call consciousness is falling on the mind. Because of this consciousness, only this mind, which is actually is Jada Padartha. I mean, it doesn't have its own ability or capacity to work on its own. Because of this Atma, this mind is able to work. But what I have done so far, I have added impurities, like whatever I am calling, like Vizag dump yard, right? Trash dump yard, Hyderabad dump yard. You might have seen in some movies, right? You understand my point? So the dump yard is there in between Atman and the mind, Manassu. And because of that, you are unable to see the God. You are unable to see the Atman. Unless you remove this trash in between you and Atman, in between the mind and the Atman is not visible for you. Atman is able to see you, but you cannot see the Atman. In fact, seeing is wrong word, but still, I should say experience. You are unable to experience the Atman, that means yourself, because of this dump yard. When did I add it? When did I add this dump yard? It's not now. In these 30 years or 20 years, millennia and millennia, you have been adding so much of dirty there. That is the reason why you are unable to experience your true nature. This is called impurity. So, shall I call the JCB and remove all these things? Shall I call JCB, what you got, procliner, and remove all this dump yard from me? That's not the case. You have to do karma yoga for long and longer period so that slowly you understand that this is not my body and it's not me. The me is the Atman. Slowly you will be working towards Atman. So far so clear? I am talking the first point. We are in total talking about 3 tier spiritual practices for liberation, but I am unable to I'm unable to stick on to my spiritual practice because of Mala, Vikshepa, Aavarana. Mala is impurity. The first one, the impurity in the mind. Mala, because of that, I'm unable to get what exactly, even Upanishads are saying to me several times, I'm unable to get the knowledge of it. And I'm able to get the Brahma Jnana because of this Mala, impurities. Impurities can be removed either by 1 or 2 hearings of this Brahma Jnana text, like Brahma Sutras and Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. If it is not working for you, better you go back to the Karma Yoga. This is the first point I was talking. I hope there is no confusion here. Right. Second one is distraction. The distraction is Vikshepa. Mala, Vikshepa. Always, even I want to focus on something, I'm unable to do that. I'm unable to do that. I want to sit for meditation, my mind is wandering here and there. It's not sitting, either it's going back to the past or moving to the future. It's not sitting at one place. This is called distraction. Then what do? You concentrate. The solution is concentration. Then what is the method for concentration? Very simple. Go for meditation. If meditation is not working for you, like before I told you, then go for upasana. Go for upasana again. Take Japmala and keep chanting your God name, whatever, your personal God or impersonal God, keep chanting him. Or directly you can go for the meditation. These are the 2 suggestions, or worshipping of God, chanting the name of the God. These will give you, this will stop the distraction of the mind. How long need I to do? Till your mind focus on a particular point or on Atman. Till that, you keep doing this exercise. This was the suggestion. The first one was Mala, that is impurity. We have discussed it. And later, Vikshepa, that is distraction, that can be avoided by using meditation. That can be got by using the meditation. Distraction can be avoided by using the meditation or upasana. And the third one is avidya, ignorance. So how do I do this? How do I get rid of this ignorance? Is acquire the knowledge. You have ignorance. What do you do? Acquire the knowledge. So what sort of knowledge I need to do? You need to get Gnana. Gnana by means of Sravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. These are the 3 points we have discussed last week very elaborately. So if you fix yourself in all these 3, Sravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana for longer period, then the ignorance can be removed. Then by doing all these 3 things, exercises for several years or maybe several births, depending upon the impurity that I have in my mind, then your mind becomes stable. It firmly fixes at its state, then it can reach the Atman, or it can grab the Atman, or it can experience the Atman at one instant. These are the points last time we were discussing, so that again I try to give more clarification on that. Are we able to, are you able to understand what been taught so far? So last time we were discussing about the mind. Now come back to the mind again. We have seen an object, it has become an experience, and then converted into knowledge, and then stored in the form of memory, in the brain. And again, that has become now a thought. We have seen this thought processing last week, right? Thought processing that we have discussed more elaborately in the last week. Are we sure about that? And we have also discussed about this psychological time too, number 2. And today we spoke more elaborately about this Mala Vikshepa Aavarana. That is, what is that? Mala means impurities, distraction, and ignorance. That part also we have discussed today very elaborately. Now today let us talk a different thing that is again relevant to mind. Mind is the main culprit. So I am looking into that. Once we get rid of these problems, very easily we can do our meditation or we can experience the Atman very quickly. That was my motive. So in that case, let us see the choiceless awareness. This is the word was coined by Jiddu Krishnamurti. What do you mean by that? Before that, let us understand what is the image that I have in my mind. I'm trying to define image. For example, I think I have already discussed this, but anyhow, I'm just recapitulating. For example, a person was introduced to me. A person was introduced to me by my friend, and I was told that he's a wise person, a scholarly person, a gentleman, all qualities being given to him. And I was introduced, he was introduced to me. That was happened. After 2-3 years, I meet the same person. Let us assume in this way. So first, when I listen his name, when I hear his name, what I get, in between me and the person who was introduced to me. First, I get the images about him, all about his characters, isn't it? You understand what I'm saying? When I listen his name or her name, first of all, I get the images in between us. Similarly, another person also introduced to me, and all negative qualities of him were told to me. So next time when I'm trying to meet him, what comes in between? All the negative shades of that person will be appearing between me and that person. Now, can I talk openly with him? Come on, go on. So there is an obstacle. There is an obstacle between me and the person with whom I am talking. Is it not? This is called image. Image means I get some idea about him that will become an obstacle when I go and meet him. That should be avoided. This also comes under mala, impurity of your mind. The problem is not with the other person. The problem is with your mind. When you are looking at any person, first you are getting a negative thought or a positive thought about him or her. That is more dangerous, and there's a reason why. That is called the impurity of your mind. Point number 1. Let me give some other example. I'm talking about the impurities. Say some relatives or friends have come to visit your home on Sunday. Sunday, usually we want to get relaxed, we want to watch TV, and we have our own programs. That time some relatives come to our house. You talk very nicely, you serve him the food and everything, and you tell your children and wife that he is very close to me, he is a very good friend of mine. Everything you tell. The moment they depart from your home, step out from your door sill, immediately you comment about that. These people have no knowledge, common sense at all. Sunday, all the way they came to my home and wasted entire my day. Is it the way of behaving with your guests? If you are dare enough, you could have told on their face that you are completely wasting my time. If you are dare enough. But as if you are so gentleman, you spoke to them very nicely for half an hour or 1 hour. The moment they cross your door sill, you started comment on them. Is it the right way of behaving? I'm talking about the behavioral, how do we behave with the people? And 1 day or 2 days, 3 days, your children will also observe this. They will also get happy. When you go to your office, you comment about your boss with your colleagues. One culprit would be there. He will go and carry all these words to the officer or boss. What happens to your position? Immediately you will be fired or kicked out from the office. Is it not impurity of your mind? The problem, what I want to exactly tell you here is, the problem is not with the public or people in front of you. The problem is in your mind. This is your behavior. So you have piled up all these impurities in your mind, and you want to sit, very quietly in the meditation, and you want the peace and calm. How do you get that? Is it not so silly? Just I gave 1 or 2 examples here. You can check your mind now. Wherever you are going wrong, you try to stop it. Wherever your mind going wrong or commenting others, taking the behavior of others, then you try to stop it. This is just 1 or 2 examples I wanted to highlight here. I don't go in depth of it. So far, so clear? Now, Atman is there, the mind is there. Now I'm talking about the me. Ramana Maharshi says that, question yourself, who am I? Ramana Maharshi says that, question yourself, who am I? I'm not going in depth of that. First of all, I want to see the I. The I here is not the Atman. The I is vertical I am talking about, not E-Y-E. The vertical I am talking about. Okay. Now I take small I. Small I is, it's me, the body mind. Small I am taking here, the body mind. So what is the me? Can anyone define that? What is the me? What is the me?
Whoever is perceiving everything, can that be I? I think that is I. The one who
Mhm.
is perceiving smells, the one who is perceiving taste, the one who is hearing, the one who is speaking, the one who is using all his karmendriyas and jnanendriyas and perceiving the world outside, that could be I. I mean, as far as I know, that is I. That is the true self. Aditi, please.
No, that is not the true self, in fact. That is not the true self at any cost. That is falsified I. Anyone?
I think
Okay, I
since
understand.
it's said that
Hmm.
there is no I, it's just the ego that feels that it is disconnected with everybody else, and on its own it is leading things or doing stuff. That is how we identify with I, just the ego part.
Yeah. The me is the one you can count now. Endless. The body, my thoughts, my envy, my jealousy, my angriness, my greediness, my pleasures, my unhappiness, my caste, my religion, my nationality, everything is come under me. Once I say this body is me, the entire world also belongs to me. It's me again. Everything is me. Am I clear so far? Is it clear so far? The me
Yes.
has no end at all. The me has no end at all. Once I say this body is me, when I show by this body, this is I, the me, then the me possesses all these characters: envy, jealousy, whatever you name it, the happiness, sadness, everything, each and everything belongs to this me. Can we accept it? All the now I'm talking about the impurities again. The me is related to impurities. That means the mind has all these impurities. Now, question is, can we put an end completely, I mean, end to this me at one stroke? Can I put an end to this me at one stroke?
No, it's I think a very long process. It's like you have to go through a lot of tapasya, I would say, to get rid of this thing, and that too with a lot of abhyas, as it is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita.
Uh, Mr. Adi, could you please translate abhyasa into English?
Practice,
Abhyasa. Which word is suitable in English?
practice, I think.
Mhm.
By
There we go
practice.
wrong. See, I'm a cricketer, for example. My coach asks me to practice. So on Monday, I go for practice. And again, after a month, again I go for practice. After 1 year, again I go for practice. Can I call it as practice then? No. So better, I mean, from my suggestion is instead of using abhyasa is equal to practice, you better use regularity. Regular. In regular intervals, you should repeat it. It's not that one day a week or once in a month or once in a year. Fine, that's a different story. So my question is, can I complete the me, the body, mind complex, the selfishness, envy, anger, everything? Can I remove all these things with one stroke? One stroke. At a stretch, I should remove all these things. That was question given, and as we tried that, now it takes lot amount of time, maybe complete 60 years or 70 years or 100 years, complete birth I need to sacrifice for that.
If all the other
Hmm.
identities are coming because of the body, because what you established is once you say this body is me, then everything attached to that body becomes me. So as long as we hold on to this identity called the body. The rest of the identities keep on coming. To get rid of the rest of the identities, I think being detached with the body is the only key to get rid of that identity of me. Is that it?
But still, it will be keep holding its body. Yeah.
So yeah, I body will also be a part of it, but it's not only the body that we feel. We also have, as Sir is saying constantly, jealousy, envy. These are all emotions and thoughts. So, it's not just the body, it's also the brain, the mind, the intellect that has to be constantly monitored and constantly, we need to regularly practice on that, as we just mentioned.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I just recorrect my question in other way. Can I free my mind? Where are all these? After listening to Ms. Aditi, I'm just recorrecting my sentence, my question in another way, so that at least we will be able to catch the answer. Shall we free our mind? Mind possesses all these things, impurities. So at one shot, at one go, can I clean my mind? Can I clean all impurities? The Karma Yoga was already suggested. Karma Yoga was suggested for removing of impurities. If Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita and Brahma Sutras are not working for you, better you go for Karma Yoga. That was Karma Yoga. That was already suggested by sages. And my question is, without much doing that, of course I do that, that's necessary, but still, is there any other opportunity that I can clean my mind? Can I free my mind? This is the point I'm talking about. Can the entire content be emptied? Entire content, whatever I have in my mind, can be emptied.
From what we read from what we understood from Kaushitaki Brahmanopanishad is mind keeps collecting images from the past and keeps projecting images into the future. As long as that is happening, the mind is not clear. But whatever karma a person is doing, whatever, either he's smelling a rose or he's just having some food or he's just walking a certain distance, whatever he's doing, and if his mind is also there, his Manassu is also indulged into it, then he is called a prajnavan. That is called prajna. So instead of living in the past or projecting images to the future, I think if somebody is capable of being in the present, doing what is necessary for the moment and being detached from it, that could be a way to clear the mind.
Might be. Also appreciable. See, why these problems, you are getting all these problems, I tell you very simply. You have limited yourself to the body. In fact, Atman is all pervading. But thinking that you are the body, you made yourself very limited. When you make yourself very limited, what happens? There is a division. There is a division of this. This is my body. That is other's body. And this is someone's body. There is a division between you and the other person, between your home and others' home, between your district and other districts, our nation, other nations, your caste, other caste, your religion, other religion. This is called a big division you have. Because of this division that you possess, you can't keep your mind calm at any point. Even you do meditation for thousands of years. As long as you are treating you as this body, that means you are making yourself limited. But instead, once you get an experience or once you realize that it's not the me, the body, it's the Atman, I am the Atman, and I am pervading all. Atman is pervading all. Everywhere it is there. So the person who is just approaching me is Atman. The person staying beside me is an Atman. The people entire in this district are Atman. So if you say that, if you expand, if you make yourself all pervaded, then this division will stop. Once this division is stopped, then all conflicts will go. Whatever the conflicts you have, you and your wife, you and your children, you and your parents, Everything will be vanished. You and your office boys, only one is there, that is all pervading, is Atman. If you realize this theoretically, not saying practically, practically it takes time. But theoretically, if you think in this way, a broad perspective, then there will not be any conflict. Now go back to the previous example. When someone has come to your home with a lot of affection, the moment they cross your doorsill or they went away, immediately you are commenting on it. Because it's a division. Are you, are we on the same? I don't know. I'm afraid,
Yes,
are we
yes.
following, getting each other?
Yes.
You check it every moment. Step after step, you please keep checking yourself. The problem is not with the word. Take it as granted. Take a red pen and write in your diary. The problem is not with the word. The problem is with me. I am suspecting everyone. I am criticizing everyone. Problem is with me, not with the word. Because there is a division between you and other people. Why? You made yourself limited. Whereas Upanishad says that you are unlimited, all pervading. Why are you always feeling about your body? Body is not you. You are Atman. But unfortunately, when I make myself limited, then certainly this division will come. So I can't keep I can't hold my mind at any point. It will be always roaming round the world. Okay, this is the point. Please note down. Try to understand what exactly I'm talking about. So what do you have to do? How do I stop this chattering or wandering of my mind? How can I keep my mind silent? I give certain clues. Try to understand that. Now I am sitting in front of a tree. A tree is around 20 feet or 30 feet in front of me. I just look at the tree. Be careful with the words that I'm using here. I'm not saying that I'm watching. I'm not saying that I'm observing. I'm saying that just I'm aware that there is a tree. I'm just looking at that. What do you mean by that? When I look at a tree, I shouldn't get anything in my mind, the treeness. Are you following me? I shouldn't get the thought of treeness. This might be a new word for you. Let us use that, no problem. What do you mean by treeness? I shouldn't see the color of the leaves. I shouldn't talk about the color of the leaves. I shouldn't talk about the height of the tree. I should not talk about the length of the branches. I should not compare this tree with another tree. There should not be any moment in my thought. Please follow. Let us go slowly. Just I have taken one example. I have taken a tree. I am just looking at that. There should not be any prejudice on any thought or any commentary from your mind. You should not comment anything. Like generally when you see tree, what do you say? Oh, this is very greenery, very bushy. This is very smaller one. I have very good tree at my home. Why you are comparing this? Your mind started comparing, analyzing it. That's why I'm using the word just look at it. I'm not saying that just observe it, analyze it, watch it. When I say watching, it is nothing but annotation of observing. In physics record and chemistry record, what we do? We take the observations. We do certain analysis and finally we write the result. Hence it is proved, we write that. Is it not? Don't do any analysis. By looking at a tree means just look at it. I don't know whether you are following it or not. If you just look at it for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour without your intervention, no thought moment at all, then you find a tremendous change in your mind. A tremendous change in your mind. Or you are in a forest like or in a garden, you are also hearing birds chirping or tweeting. Without, parrots voice is so beautiful when compared to sparrows. Oh, this peacock voice, I don't like it, yeah. Why do you comment? Why your mind wants to say something there? Have you ever observed all these things? Yet every point, at every moment, your intervention is there. Your mind intervention is there. This is quite objectionable. That is the reason why, again, go back to the first example. When some relatives or friends have come to you for visit, when they visited you, you have commented that. Is it acceptable? Please. Is it acceptable? Why there is prejudice? Already you have certain images about the tree, already you have certain images about these birds. That's the reason you are commenting. Once you stop commenting on trees, commenting on parrot, commenting on the bird, you can also comment on others who are just in front of you, whether friends or enemies or relatives, whoever they are. This is the practice session. First, we are trying to analyze our mind, where we are going wrong, why we are not getting, totally involved in our meditation. This is the meditation. Look at the tree without your intervention. Please underline this. Now, after doing so much of exercise in this way, look at yourself now. Look at that. Your perception towards you. When you look at yourself, now you start inner travel. First you made the outer travel and you got succeeded. See, the word tree is not the tree. Please mind it. I don't know. I think I'm not talking Spanish. The word tree is not the tree. You use that word. You call it as woods. Instead of calling forest, you call it woods. You call something else. One in Hindi or in Sanskrit. You name it anything, it doesn't understand. It is only for your sake. So the word, the name should not come. The form should not come. When I say Krishnamurti, all his characters should not be gazed at your in front of you. When I'm talking about Purushottam, all his characters should not be there in your mind. When I specify these qualities, you should not compare with the Krishnamurti. Yeah, the same qualities Mr. Krishnamurti also has. Yeah, same qualities Lord Venkateswara has. Don't compare this. This is called dump yard. What you are putting all the trash in your mind is, you are doing all this analysis every time. That is objectionable. Just look at the objects without your intervention. You tell me, how could you interpret or how could you comment on someone? Where from you are getting? Is it not from your memory? Is it not your memory? Tell me. Why can't you see the sunrise every day afresh? Yesterday was so beautiful. Why is it so dull? Is it because of cloudiness or what? Why do you comment on that? Why can't you say every day of you afresh? I'm going in depth. Forget yesterday. The morning again afresh. New day is the first day of your life. Because all memories are vanished. The past is vanished. Yesterday I have seen the tree, same tree I am seeing today, but I don't compare. Every time when I see a person, I am looking first time. As if I am looking the first time, I look at him. Why? This exercise is very essential. So that you will not dump anything in your mind. Your mind will be always free from the thoughts. Yesterday I have done 20 times Surya Namaskaras. I think today also sun has rise. I think I should do 30 times. Why again go back to yesterday? Forget the past. This we have been discussing. I think you may take very light. Oh, the simple thing, I think very easy. How difficult you will come to know once we start real sadhana. That means the repetition of the, say you call it practice for some time. When I start doing meditation, I understand what circus goes inside. How actually our mind makes us messy. Clear? So the question is, the topic that I have chosen today is choiceless awareness. You are aware of yourself now. You are looking at you without a choice. I am looking at a tree without a choice. Choice means again comparison. Isn't it? Is it right? When I use the word choice, means when I go to a jewelry shop, oh, this one is much better than that one. This jewelry is much better than that one. Oh, this is very poor quality. This is choice you have. No, it is not too difficult there. But in your regular life, when you start doing this practice, comparing 2 people or 3 people, 4 people again, every time you keeping yourself superior and others are inferior, you might be thinking that you are the superior. But by this process, knowingly or unknowingly, you are getting down. You are dumping all the awkward things in your mind. So this is called just aware of the things without any intervention or interpretation or prejudice. No, I don't know. Is it so difficult or like something beyond our scope or what?
No, understandable.
No, sir.
The last 1 week I've been, I mean, especially after reading that part, learning that part from Kaushitiki Brahmana Upanishad, I just tried to look at what my mind was doing. Like every time I come out of the stream of thoughts, either it's in the past, collecting certain mental images, or it's definitely thinking of the future. I mean, projecting the same thoughts into the future. So every time I'm cutting it off, there is some sort of mental pain that the body is going through. Because somehow I think the mind got comfort in those thoughts, either in the past or in the future. So
Correct.
every time I'm cutting those thoughts, it's kind of becoming painful, but I think it takes a little time to get there where Manassu lives in the present and becomes a part of present and does not keep comparing things, does not keep judging things, does not keep, um, projecting characteristics onto things in the sense both people and things. What you're saying, I'm able to relate. Yes.
Yeah. See, one point, Taito, the question was, can I make my mind free? Or can I empty the me? Can I empty the me? Or can I empty the mind? This was the question. Right? That was, we are trying to analyze it. So the perception of that, just if you look at that, perception is just seeing without any images. Mind it. If the perception of that empties the mind. If you just look at it, it empties the mind. I mean, if you look at back yourself, just look at you, then it empties the mind. First point. If your perception, I mean, if there is no perception, if the perception is through images, I'm trying it correct in this way. If the perception is through images, then you cannot succeed in that. There shouldn't be any images. I try to define already, I mean, we have defined what is image. What do you mean by the image? Image means certain characteristics of certain person, the qualities of certain person, already there in your brain. That will be coming in between you and him. Got my point? If the perception is there without any images, then you can free your mind. This is my point. This is the point, just I want to discuss it today. How to make your mind free. Just look at it. What do you mean by that? Just aware of it. Just aware of it. What is a choiceless awareness? Did you understand? Just aware of the things without any choice. That means without any compassion. Look at the world without any choice. Just aware of it. There should not be any images between you and the world. If there are images, then certainly division occurs. Division gives conflicts between two nations, between two religions, between two castes, two persons. If there is a division, certainly conflict will start. You need to avoid that. That means don't look at the sides. When you're looking at a tree, just look at it without any words. Without any words, even you don't say tree. I'm just giving a tree example. You can use any one. Without any words, without any translation. That means look as it is. Easing. I'm saying easing. Look as it is without any thought interpretation or thought intervention. Just see that. Then how see? Don't say that this is a good one, this is the bad one, this is beautiful one, this is the brutal one. Don't give your comments. That's not necessary. This is called choiceless awareness. It's called choice. This is only one tree we are talking about. Apply it for the human being now. A friend has come to you to visit you. How your mind is interpreting? what your mind is doing now on, just observe it. What monkey thinks it's actually doing, you can see. So far we have ignored it. Right? The moment they go out, we have commented it. Now you are looking at yourself. Now you are aware of your mind. Then you stop at every point. Isn't it? When you are looking back, you are aware of your mind now. All these things, the monkey things, which the mind has been doing since millennia, will be stopped. Now go back to the very first point. Can I stop all the me I have defined? The body, the ego, the envy, the jealousy, whatever you have. Can I stop the me at one stroke? This is the answer. Yes. I need not do meditation for thousand years. Just aware of my thoughts, look at back. All this will be stopped. So you can, at one stroke, you can remove all these things. There is some envy coming out. You are looking at that. It will be stopped. Some anger getting from you. Look at it. It will be stopped. Everything will be stopped there. Now your mind will be, you are not given any chance to your mind to wander here and there. It will be always in the present without any comments. So is it not possible to completely wipe off all the qualities I possess at one stroke?
In other words, being the observer, right?
Yes.
Being the observer of the mind.
Yes. I don't use the word here. But let us, at time being, we'll talk about observer is the observed in the next class. Because one day if I put everything, if I dump, again that also becomes impurity for you. First try to understand what you mean by that. I am aware of my mind. Every time I am aware of my mind. So even anyone, my relatives or sisters or brothers or anyone, friends come also, my mind is free of all these impurities. I talk with open mind. There is no difference. Me sitting in this chair and the person sitting opposite to me. Me is talking to me. I am talking to myself. Physically, you're talking to your friends. But actually, what you're doing? You're talking to yourself. There is no division between you and your friend. Physically, you're different. But spiritually, Atman-wise, you both are same. Now, your perspective is very broader. Your perspective is changed. Before that, oh, he is not of my same caste, same religion, same nationality, same district. Division was there. There is no division now. Union. Only one. What again, Upanishad, come back to Upanishad. What's saying? There is only one. Atman, pervading everywhere. The division is in your mind, not in the God or not in the Atman. You have created because your mind has a lot of amount of capacity. It can create the gods. After all, can't it create the religions and caste? Tell me very frankly. See, your mind is capable of creating gods. Can't it create the religions and caste? It can. Can't it create the division? It can. It can do any mischief. Being Advaitin, now look at yourself, try to avoid these things that we have been carrying since long. Only one is there. Who is called Brahmin? Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. The person who realizes the Atman is called Brahmin. Now you define the Brahmin properly. Everyone is Brahmin in the earth. The earth, whoever is there, if he realizes the Atman, he is a Brahmin. Am I hurting anyone's feeling? Something like?
No, sir.
So what Upanishad I am saying? Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. What do you mean by Atma actually? How do you define that? Have you ever defined Sarvajna, the Atman? Did you ever define what do you mean by Atman and all?
That which is everywhere. That consciousness which is spread across. Everything is Atman.
Pervading. All pervading. Right? Right. Atanoti vyapnoti iti Atma. Atanoti vyapnoti. Atanoti means everywhere. Vyapnoti means vyapakatva. Pervading.
Spread
Atanoti.
across.
Yeah. Atanoti vyapnoti iti Atma. By why you have all these fears, why you have these problems, why you have sorrows, you tell me? Because instead of understanding your Atman, you are limited yourself to the body. Atman is aparicheda. Aparicheda means all pervading. Paricheda means limited to body. This is Sanskrit words I am using, technical words. Paricheda, aparicheda. Atman is aparicheda. But what you are saying? You are paricheda. Means you are limited yourself to the body. No. Upanishads or Veda never say that you are paricheda. It's aparicheda. That means you are all pervading. That's why you are inviting the sorrows. That's why you have the sorrows. Once you feel this way, I am not this body, I am the Atman, then there will not be any sorrow at all. There is no division at all. There is no conflict at all. There is only one and one entity in the world or in the universe. That's all. That's what any Upanishads you take, this is the final sentence. This is the final one, that is you. Now I try to talk about second word after choiceless awareness. I would also like to give a talk, discuss on conditioning. The word conditioning.
Sir, I had two questions actually before we move ahead.
Please go on.
So one is that the exercise that you just said about the tree, would that would again be a momentary thing, right? For that duration, or maybe that day, if you are able to practice that exercise correctly, it will happen. So is it that we need to, we should try to make it a habit to keep that practice alive? That was one question. And another is that what you just explained is different from the word being indifferent. Like we say that, for somebody, we have become indifferent, which means that that person's any actions don't bother us anymore in any way. But that is a different thing, right? What you are explaining is a different thing.
No, the first question I try to answer. Yes, as you apply for a tree, I have taken one example. Whatever you see, you are traveling, for example, like Jaipur to Bombay. Let us assume you are traveling from here. There should not be any thought in your mind, whatever you see in the world. You are looking at the trees, you are looking at the platforms, railway platforms, you are seeing the sellers on the platform, you are just looking at them, but there is no single thought in your mind. Is it so difficult? At the beginning it is difficult. There should not be any comment passed on from you. You are aware that people are wandering, they are walking. Old people are sitting in front of you in the infant chair. But there should not be any comment from your end. There should not be any thought moment. Okay. The second one, let me try to understand. What's that?
Being indifferent is not what you mean by what you're explaining right now, right? Being indifferent is a different thing.
What exactly? Can you give one example?
Sometimes, somebody, for example, somebody has hurt us, and after a few years we outgrow that hurt, the emotions that we had for that particular person, and we become indifferent for them, like any of their actions don't matter to us anymore. That's what I was asking. That is a different thing, right?
No. That also come under practice. We have already discussed 4 practices in the last week. Titiksha. Titiksha, what do you mean by that? You should have patience. People do provoke us. But still, because see, our goal is different. Their goal is different. What exactly I want to realize myself. My end goal is different. Their end goal is different. When I have a certain goal, let them provoke me. But still, I don't react to them. And even I don't remember it. Not even for a fraction of a second. Okay. It really needs a lot of practice, I tell you. It's difficult at the beginning. But remember always that the other person in which the shining consciousness is none other than me. See, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa once says to some other, like one of his disciples asks Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, why that fellow, you see, you say that everyone, I mean, Atman is there in everyone, but he behaves in that way, he's very nasty, like behaves like a rowdy. How do I react with him? A disciple asks Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. See, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa answers to his disciple, assume that he is Murkha Narayana. You understand Murkha? Yeah. Assume that the man in front of you is Murkha Narayana. Narayana in him is a Murkha. He is behaving that way. Accept him as it is. But he is none other than Narayana. Don't forget that. But he is Murkha Narayana. Got it? So like that, we find Murkha Narayanas everywhere in front of us. Let us have patience, because I am also Narayana. He is also Narayana. Let it be. That Murkha Narayana, let him behave in that way, but I behave in this way. The Narayana in me behaves in this way. The Narayana in him behaves like that. So both Hiranyakasapa, Prahalada and Narsimha, one. I mean all one. Atman. But same Atma behaving in different fashions in different bodies. Right. Let us go for the next topic, like conditioning, because you don't have any specific questions. I am going randomly, maybe, I don't know. The word conditioning. What do you mean by conditioning? See, we brought up in certain ways. We have been told that being Indian or being, holding this religion or being in this religion, being, in this caste, you have to do certain rituals. You have to do certain rituals. Right? Go, have bath every day, go to temple, do all this, perform this all pujas and all, perform yajnayagas, do japatapas. We are being told. And we are following the same. We are following the same. But what Upanishad is saying? What exactly Upanishad is? You've been a regular follower of the Upanishads, of various Upanishads. What Upanishad is suggesting us to get the liberation? Can anyone? What Upanishads suggesting us? Upanishads nothing but Shastra.
Realizing Brahman.
Right? How?
Or realizing the self, rather.
Right? Did it suggest anything like do certain karma, do certain practices, do certain anything? If at all you are,
Yes.
Did it?
Yes. It's only observing the self, finding the self, understanding how Manassu works, and putting Manassu to understand Atman.
Right. Right.
That's the only thing suggested. But
Right. Upanishads are also nothing but Shastra, text only, given by Brahman. Then, but what we are following now, and what actually been suggested by the Advaita Vedanta or Upanishads. Is there any contrast between them? Do you find any contrast? One way the suggestion was given. Suggestion is given another way. What exactly we are doing is another way. Did you notice that? Am I confusing you?
no, it's clear. Upanishads are mainly talking about realizing the one true
Nature.
Atman, which is everywhere, which is everything. That we are calling Brahman. Even that is wrong. Calling it Brahman or Paramatma is also wrong. But Nirguna, the Nirguna Tattvam ఏదైతే ఉందో దాన్ని తెలుసుకోవడానికి the Upanishads are recommending.
Nirguna Brahman.
On the other hand, we are doing Agni-upasana, Surya-upasana, Chandra-upasana, or different Devata upasanas in different forms and all.
This part is called conditioning. We have been conditioned in that way, but actually Vedas and Vedanta suggesting a different way. Why? Why did our elders teach all these things? Why we were trapped in this? Why we were told in that way? And the exact way is this. Just look at yourself. You are the Atman. Instead of saying that, why did they insist us to do pujas, vratas, yajnas, homas and all? Were they wrong? Then were the sages wrong? Were the texts wrong? Same text, see, one is Veda and another is Vedanta. Exactly opposite. Flip side of the coin. Then why did they suggest us? Advising us to do or perform these rituals is to keep our mind, to keep our mind constant on Brahman. If we don't do all these things, see, we have seen the impurities, we have seen the distraction, and we have seen the ignorance. The impurities will not vanish, the distraction will not vanish unless you do all this karma. Otherwise, at LKG state, my parents or grandparents could have told me that you are Brahman, don't do anything. But I could have not got it. So I should go, you may get such certain questions. When you are talking to others, Advaita Vedanta, they will ask this question. So when you are Brahman, why you have done all these rituals? This practice is very much essential to keep our mind constant on the Brahman. Otherwise, it will be distracted. Those are essential. But just don't hold on throughout your lives. At one place, there should be some paradigm. You should shift from here to there. This is the ultimate. Those are the practices. So, my point here is, conditioning means whatever we are being told, still we are holding, we are not there enough to come out of that circle. Still, even after listening Upanishads, after understanding what is Brahman, still we wanted to practice all these upasanas or karmas and whatever it is. My point here is, once you understand, once you realize what exactly Upanishad is telling or saying, at least try to come out of this conditioning. Whether there should be 2 weeks or 3 weeks in what you call light, which oil should I use for Deepa Radhana? Whether should I use coconut oil? Should I use ghee for Deepa Radhana? Come out of all those things. Shall I pray only Lord Krishna? Shall I also pray Lord Shiva? Shall I go to Ganesh temple? Why all these doubts? Brahman is one. Whether you call goddess or God, only one is there. You have already divisions. Again, you are creating division between Vishnu and Maheshwara. This is your thought process. Please try to come out of those. Come out of this conditioning. This is what I want to say. There is one thing called Brahma Jnanavali that is written by Adi Shankaracharya. It exactly given, it is not given to all of us. Brahma Jnanavali. There are 16 verses in that. This is usually be taught to the sannyasins. The first verse says that Asangoham, 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 Punah Punah. Sachidananda Rupoham, Ahamevaham Avyaya. I'll explain it. Punah Punah means again and again. What did you be? Asangoham, Asangoham, Asangoham. Don't mingle with anyone. Don't mingle with anyone. Don't mingle with anyone. Be alone. I have already told you, alone means all one. Entire world is you. You alone. There is difference between alone and loneliness. This point also last time I discussed. Loneliness, see, for example, my grandparents and my parents are kept in something like in Vruddhashramas, old age homes. They feel very lonely. Because everyone there is very new for them. They can't mingle with them. They don't want that. They want to be always with the family. Fortunately or unfortunately or forcibly, they were kept in the old age homes. This is called loneliness. I am not talking about that. I am talking about solitude. That means voluntarily you are coming forward to be alone always. You don't want to mingle with anyone. You want to be always alone. You want to be single always. Now, how it works for for Grihasthasrama? The person who is living in the society and people living in samsara, how is it possible for them? It is possible for them too. If you practice this, you are in the samsara, but still you are alone. That means you are not taking anything to your mind. There is no attachment. You are just performing your duty at your home, but you are not well connected with them. Whatever the duties you need to perform, you are performing them. But you are not attached. This is called asangoham, punah, punah. Think about that. Why can't you be alone? Why you wanted to mingle with the people? Some people are talking about the politics. You are going and sitting there and you are listening to them. People are talking about some movies. You are going and participating there. Why? Why can't you be alone always? And you also think that Satchidananda Rupoham Ahamevaham Avyaya. Sat Chit Ananda Rupam. Who am I? I am Sat Chit Ananda. 3. Sat means ever existence. Sat means ever existence. Chit means consciousness, all pervading. Consciousness means Jnana. Understand? Sat, Chit, Anandam. 3 terms I am defining now. Who am I? I am Sat, I am Chit, I am the bliss. Ananda. Sat means existence. Existence means irrespective of time. Whether thousand millennia back also I was there. Now I am here. Even after thousands of millennia, I will be there. Ever existence. This is called Sat. Chit means consciousness, all pervading. Jnana is not limited to one place. Jnana is spread across. This is called consciousness. Existence, consciousness, and bliss, Anand. Who am I? Can I define myself? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. I am repeating again. Asangoham, asangoham, asangoham means detach, detach, detach from everyone, from every object. Punah, punah, think about that. You also think that you are Sat, Chit, Ananda, Ahamevaham Avyaya. See, what do you mean by Vyaya? See, we have 6 folds in our body. 6-fold changes. We have discussed more elaborately 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. Asti, Vardhate, Viparinamate, what is it called? Asyati, Asti, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Asti, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Nasyate, Jayate. Some 6 things I told you already. You remember that? So that is called Vyaya. 6-fold changes of our body. But Avyaya means I don't have any changes. All this Ardhate, Asti to Nasyate, I don't have any changes in my body. In me, there are no changes at all. So who am I now? I am Sat, Chit, Ananda, and I will never die. I will never die. Am I clear? To get detached from the world, always keep thinking that Asangoham, 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 punah, punah. Sachidananda rupoham, ahamevaham avyaya. Sarvajna, at least can you please tell me, did you understand what is Sat, Chit and Ananda? I don't know about others, whether they are following me or not.
Yes, got it. Yeah.
Sat, Chit, Ananda.
Sat, even Brahman is called Satyatma, or the Sat is ever
No, I'm talking about
existing.
Brahman only. Ever existing. And your conscious, I mean, Atman is consciousness, all pervading, is the Gnana.
Ananda is the bliss, form of bliss.
Bliss. Right.
So
Now,
I am ever existing consciousness that is always blissful.
right. It is not adjective. Please do remember that. Don't use any adjective there. Brahman is not an adjective. No adjective fits for him. He is always subject. Now, you see the magic here, being human being. I'm a human being. I'm like Jivatma. I have three qualities. It is same for everyone. You can check it yourself. I have three qualities. You will also have the same qualities. First one is, I wanted to be long lasting. Even at 90 years also, I pray God, just give me 100 more years. I wanted to see my great grandchild's son's birthday. Great grandchild's son's birthday. I pray always, God, I wanted to be everlasting. This is Hiranyakasapa. Is it not? Is it not same for everyone? If God comes to you and asks you, come on, let us vacate the world, you say that, God, give me 100 more years. I wanted to be everlasting. Yes or no? Is it not same even for at the age of 60, 70, 80, 90? Even at the age of 100 also the man wants still exist. Point number one. Point number one. I wanted to exist every time. This is Jivatma quality. Number two, second quality of Jivatma. I should be known by everyone. Everyone should recognize me. My name and my photo should appear in the all headlines of the newspapers every day. Everyone should praise me. Everyone should garland me. The entire world should know about me. Kirti Kanksha. Don't we have that? Honestly, let us agree that. Don't we have the Kirti Kanksha? Please tell me.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
First one, I wanted to live in this body, for long period. Number one. Number two, second quality I possess is I should be recognized. Tomorrow I should get presidential award. Next day I should be called by the President of America. All these we possess. Second point. That means Kirti Kanksha we do have. Third, I wanted to be always happy. Irrespective of the things that's happening in the world or in my home, I wanted to be happy always. Is these three things possible? But where did this Jivatma has got these qualities, do you know? This is the wonder. This is the connection between Jivatma and the Atma. What is the Atma now? Existence, consciousness, bliss. What do you mean by that? Existence, everlasting. Consciousness, all pervading. Same I have. This is the Kirti Kanksha. I wanted to be, recognized throughout the world. Known to everyone. So where I am getting these qualities? And always I want to be happy. That means bliss. Sarvajna, don't have these three qualities? Please, no, let us admit it. If you don't have, let us agree that. I have Kirti Kanksha. I wanted to live in this body for a long period and I should be always happy. There's a war between Pakistan and China also, I wanted to be happy. If you agree that, I can go further step, otherwise I stop here.
Absolutely true.
True for everyone?
I think the first one I'm not very keen to keep living on and on in this body. That is one thing that I think I am not so inclined to that. But the other two things definitely.
Yes. At least two. So in Satchit Ananda, you are consciousness and bliss at least. You'll also become Sat very soon.
Okay.
The attachments are not yet strengthened, probably. The attachments with your family members are not yet strengthened properly. Once, I don't know, I can't express now. Sometimes I will be very much attached to my children, my grandchildren. That time this idea and this emotion will come out. I don't get much into that, Miss Aditi, because of sensitivity, I'm telling you. See, at this moment, I'm not so attached to the family, so I'm happy. I can wait for my call of my God. But when I'm totally attached to my grandchildren or children, then this problem rises. So this is universal. So where did I get all these qualities? I did not get these qualities from my neighbor, from me, my Atma. Atma possesses these things, so I also, knowingly or unknowingly, I am doing this. Is it not so interesting? How Advaita Vedanta interconnecting so, oh Jivatma, you are none other than Atman. You check your qualities, same qualities you have. But unfortunately, you are saying that you are this body. This is the ignorance.
If I may just add some personal experience to this.
Yeah.
You know that I had that seizure episode, the whole seizure episode.
Yeah.
And till then I was like, I don't care if I leave today. It's all blissful, it's all fine. So I think that came as a jalak from my sadhana or whatever it is. The moment I fell down, the moment I could not feel the rest of my body, just I was seeing, I knew that I was there somewhere inside. I knew that I was seeing things, but I was not able to move my hands or legs, and I was not able to feel my entire body. That's when the feeling of, a sense of fear came in, a sense of fear kicked in, and I was like, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. So that's hidden somewhere inside.
జరామరణాలు అంటారు కదా.
You have any questions, or shall we close the session, or shall I continue with that? How do we go? It's 8:40. It's up to you. If you have any specific questions, we can discuss, or actually we can. This alone or solitude is a broader topic. To be frank with you, only one sentence I have given you. At the beginning, I told you that asangoham punah punah. Sachidananda Rupoham, Ahamevaham Avyaya. I will never die. I am Sachidananda Rupa. So get attached. With what? With worldly things and heavenly things.
నాకు దీని మీద అసంగోహం మీద ఒక ప్రశ్న ఉంది. నేను సర్వజ్ఞ కూడా అనేవాడిని. సత్సంగత్వే నిస్సంగత్వం, నిస్సంగత్వే నిర్మోహత్వం, నిర్మోహత్వే నిశ్చలతత్వం, నిశ్చలతత్వే జీవన్ ముక్తి, మోహముద్గరలో అంటారు కదా. నాకు అంటే సోషల్ గా మూవ్ అవ్వడం అనేది ఇంట్రెస్ట్ పోయింది కంప్లీట్ గా. ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఇన్క్లైన్ టువర్డ్స్ మీటింగ్ ఎనీవన్ న్యూ unless and until they have some quality which I really like, which I appreciate, and there is something to learn. People like you, even I was telling my best friends who are like my friends since last 25-30 years, almost more than 25 years. I was telling Sarvagya speaks what I like. You guys don't speak what I like, so that's okay. If you have something interesting to talk, then talk. Otherwise, that's okay. I don't have anything to talk. They understand me. వదిలేస్తారు. తర్వాత ఆనందంగా ఉండాలి అన్నది మామూలుగా గడిచిపోతుంది. దాని మీద ఎక్కువ కాంక్ష లేదు. కానీ ఒక్కటి, అలాగని నాకు మోక్షాపేక్ష కూడా లేదు. నాకు అక్కర్లేదు మోక్షం. ఎందుకు అంటే చెప్తా. నాకు కనిపించేది ఒకటి ఉంది. ఎలాగంటే
let us respect Miss Aditi also.
So I don't have this moksha kanksha. I don't require moksha. Whenever I look at Dakshinamurti, I feel jealous, envious to the core of Apasmara. Why? Because he has the touch of Dakshinamurti always. So if at all I get a boon, I want to become Apasmara and be there forever. I don't know why this is the strongest feeling I have. Because moksha, I know I'm too far to talk about it. Not even qualified.
Let us assume this way. Now today, Dakshinamurti appears before you. Just imagine that way. And ask you, Shrikant, your name is Shrikant, right? Right.
Yes.
Shrikant, in fact, I'm very much impressed with all the rituals that you did so far. I want to take you with me. Let us go to Kailasa. He asked you, what do you say for that?
Okay.
How do you answer him? Okay. So before that, you said that I don't have any moksha kamsha. Now you are saying that yes, if Dakshinamurti invites me, I am ready to go with him. So mind is cunning by nature. It says that no, I don't want that. I have a lot of dispassion. I don't like this. I am just free from everything. Actually, it's cunning by nature. It will be saying something, but in fact doing some other thing. Be cautious about that. See, appreciate if you don't have any moksha kanksha. Even Upanishads advise you, do not have that. Because already you are Jivan Mukta. You are Brahman. What else you need? What else you need? You are Brahman. What are you seeking for? Why this sadhana is required for you? You are already Mukta Purusha. Why again you wanted to attain the moksha? See, already you have gone to the movie. Again, why you are saying that I wanted to go movie? You are already in the hall. You are watching the movie. Again, you are saying that no, I wanted to go movie. What is that? You are already Mukta Purusha. You are Brahman. Why you seek the moksha? There is no point. So all these exercises, whatever you doing now or you do after, is only for your mind. You are already Brahman. Whatever the practice that you are doing is only for the sake of mind. Mind is ignorant. Got my point? Right. So it always.
If I may just add to what you said, Srikant, you wanting to forever be under the feet of Dakshinamurti, that is Sat. You wanting to be known as the Asura under his feet is Chit. And you feel bliss there, that is Ananda. So again, you too want that Satchitananda state.
One day it says that I am not interested in the world. Next day it says that if anyone offers you a very good job, 3 lakhs per month, immediately says, no, for sure I will join with you. Right? Don't become prey to that. Be constant always. Fine. Shall we stop here? Next week, maybe we talk about aloneness always, and sometimes again repetitively. See, this is recording. I mean, you are recording these things. I give 4 slokas. Try to understand. 4 slokas you can listen repeatedly. You try to understand the meaning of it. Just read out 4 slokas for you, 4 verses for you. Number 1. Kaamam, Krodhancha, Lobhancha, Dehe, Tishtanthi, Taskaraaha. It is given by some Brahmajnani. You can easily understand the meaning of it. You can discuss it in the next class. Kaamam, Krodhancha, Lobhancha, Dehe, Tishtanthi, Taskaraaha. Jnana Ratnaapaharaaya, Jnana Ratnaapaharaaya, Tasmaat Jaagrutah Jaagrutah. Not Jaagrutah Jaagrutah, Jaagrutah Jaagrutah. Wake up. First one. Aditi, Miss Aditi, can you understand bit Sanskrit? I'm not sure because I was not.
Yes.
Right. So the first one is Kaamam, Krodhancha, Lobhancha, Dehe, Tishtanthi, Taskaraaha. Taskaraaha means? What do you mean by that?
Thief.
Stealing someone's property. What are the properties? We check with that. Jnana Ratnaapaharaaya. Tasmaat Jaagrutah Jaagrutah Jaagrutah. Jaagrutah Jaagrutah. Right. Number 2. Janma dukham, Jaraa dukham, Jayaa dukham, Punah. Jaya means Janma. Janma dukham, Jaya means going. Leaving the world. Janma dukham, Jara means old age. Right? Janma dukham, Jaraa dukham, Jayaa dukham, Punah. Not one time. Samsaara Sagaram dukham. Tasmaat Jaagrutah Jaagrutah. Number 3. Maataa nasthi, Pithaa nasthi, nasthi bandhu Sahodaraa. Maataa nasthi, Pithaa nasthi, nasthi bandhu Sahodaraa. Artham nasthi, Griham nasthi, Tasmaat Jaagrutah Jaagrutah. Artham means vittam. Yes. Asaya badhyate loke. Asaya badhyate loke. Karmanu bahuchintaya. Asaya badhyate loke. Karmanu bahuchintaya. Ayukshinam najanati. Tasmaat Jaagrutah Jaagrutah. Lot of Advaita Vedanta is incorporated in these 4. Let's go through them, try to understand. If necessary, we will discuss in the next class. Right?
My My sincere request is to elaborate a little more on Satchitananda.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
it's a very wide. I heard that it's a very wide topic.
Sure.
So
Depend
if you
on,
can,
not at once, depending upon the situation. When it demands, the content is very big. In one day, I cannot put everything, right? That would be difficult. Based upon that point that we are discussing, we try to elaborate on that. Okay? Right. Anything else you want to discuss or we close the session? Right. Okay. Shall we wrap the session? Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti